You know when you watch a film for the first time and you can already tell it's going to be one of the most iconic and beloved films of the whole year? Well, that's how I felt with this one. So let's just get to it. Welcome back, film fans. It is Brad from Let's Be Real Brad, and today on the channel, I want to talk to you guys about the brand new science fiction horror film called Nope. Nope is written, directed, and co-produced by Peele, as it stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Yeun. This film is about the residents of a lonely gulch in inland California who bear witness to an uncanny and chilling discovery. So this film was easily my 9th most anticipated film of 2022 because everything about this film just seemed like it was going to be one of the best films of 2022, especially with its fantastic cast and the writer, director, and co-producer Peele, who has made some fantastic films like Get Out and Us, but now he's back in the new decade making this bigger and more grand science fiction horror type of film. So after checking out this film last night for its early screening, I have to say that this is easily one of my favorite films of the year so far. Peele just finds the right mixture here of giving those crowd-pleasing moments, but also being very subtle and ominous and not answering a lot of questions, and that is why I really love this film. So let's just dive right into the positives first, because I have a whole lot with this one, and I have to start, as I always do, with the performances. Daniel Kaluuya has been one of my favorite actors in the past 6 to 7 years, with being in films like Get Out, Widows by Steve McQueen, last year's Judas and the Black Messiah, which he won Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards. So he has been on a major hot streak here, and he is once again really great in this film. But I don't even think that he is giving the best performance, as Keke Palmer was simply fantastic, as she was so hilarious in this role, but also being able to offer that very dramatic and very intense role, as I bought into every single aspect about her character, especially in the more horrifying, terrifying scenes in this film. Yeun is really good in this film, as he has more of a smaller role here, but I thought he was able to be very effective, especially when all of our 3 main cast members are all in a scene together. Peele has been a great comedic actor, especially with Key and Peele, and has offered some of those more humorous moments in his past 2 films, and there is no exception with this film, and it honestly might be his funniest film yet, but it is also his most terrifying and really scary film to date as well, as I felt like the humor was able to break up all the more terrifying and more dramatic sequences without ever taking away from that. I loved the visual effects in this movie, as I really couldn't tell what was even CGI in this film, especially with a animal that is completely CGI that you really can't tell until it comes like closer to the camera. But in all honesty, it looked so good. I was really impressed, and I'm really curious of how they were able to create the CGI for the science fiction elements, because it just looks so real while watching it. I'm the type of film critic that doesn't get so easily scared by a lot of horror films, so when a horror film does leave me scared or on edge or just feeling a lot of tension while watching it, I definitely give it a lot of extra points, because I feel like that is something really hard to do, and this film just does it perfectly. Peele does such a fantastic job, especially in the way this film shot, that feels so much more mature than his previous films, and being able to just have so much tension, especially one scene that happens in the middle of the film that reminds me heavily of Jurassic Park with the first time we see the T-Rex. This film does have quite a bit of jump scares here that I actually thought were effective, but it doesn't just rely on jump scares for its horror, as the film takes its time to be subtle and leave you on edge and wanted to see what happens next, and Peele was able to execute those and make this a very satisfying horror film without feeling like it's just catering to the audience and having a mass appeal to it. I also really enjoyed the story here, as it just feels so original and fresh, being able to combine the science fiction element to it and not knowing what was going to happen next, as this is a very unpredictable film, especially in the way that Peele shoots this film and the way that some shots are just correlated. Like, you have no idea what's going to happen next or what he's going to show you, but I was just in for the ride. I found the score to be so terrifying and creepy, especially the opening credits that might have outdone us as opening credits. The score was also used so appropriately, especially in the more terrifying sequences, that a lot of times didn't even use a score. It was just so empty and hollow, and it just made this film even more terrifying. Unfortunately, this film does have one major negative here, but it doesn't bring down this film all that much, and that is the pacing, as the first act of this film definitely feels a lot slower than the rest of the film, and I do feel like it takes a lot of time to get to this point, but I understand why Jordan Peele is doing this, because he's trying to set up the characters and the story and trying to make you second guess things and really pay attention to what's going on. But I do think there are certain elements that could have easily been a little bit faster and just feel a little bit more efficient, especially when this movie is 2 hours and 15 minutes. Overall, guys, Nope is easily one of my favorite films of the year so far, as it is easily the most terrifying film of the year that features fantastic direction, an amazing score, great cinematography, and awesome visual effects. This is a film that you should see in the cinema, especially in IMAX, because this film was shot with IMAX cameras and it shows within this film. I am giving Nope a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review, as I want to know below in the comment section, what is your ranking of all of Jordan Peele's films so far? I can't wait to hear about those. Before you guys check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following video.